Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Lisa, and today I have kind of thought of an idea on how to make some interesting kind of journal cards using book pages and a bit of scrap. So it's kind of a bust a scrap combo video. I recently took these books out when I was making the postcard tissue, where I put the tissue paper on the postcards. And I never used this book for anything. And there's a lot of fun pictures in there. There is pictures that are from the postcards, but I was thinking about using the pictures in there. So I have pulled out a few pages for those, and I was thinking of making journal cards out of these. But then, well, that's not very exciting. You know, I could just glue this onto a journal card and it's done, etc. But I am going to use that. The other thing I wanted to possibly use were these two Reader Digest books, and they've got some fun. I've got wildflowers, and I've got butterflies. Whoa, don't fall over. And what I came up with was this journal card. So what I've taken is a butterfly page, and I have folded it so that I can cover it. I haven't covered yet, but I'm thinking I could attach it to the back of a page. I'll pretend this is a journal page. You attach it to a journal page, and then maybe make it a side tuck, and then open this up to be able to do it. But there's such pretty items on these pages, but there are also some not so pretty items on these pages. And I'll just take the butterfly one. I found one. There we go. I found one. So this is just beautiful. This, you know, words not so great. And this side's got some beautiful butterflies, but words not so great. So I was thinking if I folded it, covered this up with scrap paper, covered that up with scrap paper, I have a fun place to tuck it in as a journal card or do something else. I could do it that way, so this opens, and cover that and leave that open as a journal card. But just a couple options to take care of that. And where did it go? Oh, there it is. I did also add some washi tape to this one, as well as putting, you can sort of see the word popping through, or I covered up this right here. I could just cover up these words right there. Lots of options for these pages, but I thought it would be kind of fun to do that. Now, the reason I had this was I also thought I could cut these pages apart as a dual focal point from two different books and put these on here. And these colors would probably work really well for that. So we can do like a combo platter on that. Okay, so let's get my glue page. And I pulled out a couple pages of greens and yellows and oranges that I could use to cover this up. But again, I am not sure which part I'll cover up and which part I'll add. So if I wanted to add this, let us rip it down to a little bit more reasonable amount of paper and go from there. So I hope you're having a wonderful day today. It's been quiet, pretty quiet around here. We are watching my sister's dog, cute little corgi. They have gone off on a little trip. And I do not mind watching this dog. She's a sweetheart, very quiet. Watch, as soon as I say she's very quiet, she'll probably end up barking at me. Oh, there are scrap butterflies. Could be fun to put up there. I think I'll glue it right there. So yeah, so now this page has become a focal point on here on another book page. So it's kind of like we are just doing book page, combining several books into one journal card. And move it down. Oh. I want to keep the words, but not those words. There we go. That's a little better. Now again, if I wanted to cover some of that up, I could put some washi tape or something on there and go from there. All right, for this inside, I put a little yellow. You can write on that, right? That would be kind of fun just to make that as a journal card. and just cover that up like that. And I could probably wrap a little bit around. All right, let's do that. All right, so we're gonna go up to there, and it's not in the fold. We gotta make sure it's not in the fold. And we're gonna rip it right past the line. Okay. So, busting a few scraps, not a lot. If I wanted to make it a little bit, like if I had a page with a little bit more that I want to cover, I could use a few more scraps like that first one I showed. But this one with the monarch butterfly is really just too pretty to cover too much of it up. All right, let's fold that over. Oh, beautiful. I love it. It very well goes with that. And like I said, we could definitely make that into a journal space, or go ahead and decorate that with something else. We have a little bit of, this would actually be really cute here. And even make that where you could have it as a tuck. I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna round these corners just a little bit more than they were rounded. I love when plans are kind of made on the fly. You get into that creative mode and you just create as you go. Get in there. There we go. Yeah, so I like that. So that has now become, I'll pretend this is a journal card that I could use. That could go in there. It need to be smaller than that so it folds, but a tiny little journal card can tuck in there and not cover up the pretty butterfly. There is a fun cover that you can stick somewhere. Again, we could put a little bit of washi tape just to finish that off. Let's find some washi tape that'll go with that. I've got this that's got some flowers on there, which I think will be pretty. I don't think I've ever used this one before. Yeah, definitely have not used this one before. There we go. All right, I'm gonna fold it over. So, there'll be some flowers on this side and some leaves or stems on the other side. And we'll just trim the top and bottom off with my little scissors. I seem to have lost my little scissors. Or they were big scissors. I was using them earlier, so I know they are in my realm. But as usual, I start crafting and the room explodes. Yeah, that's pretty. The peach colors like that. Go like that. If you wanted to put little washi on that to make it a little bit safer, but I think this is an adorable little journal card. Stick it somewhere. Stick something in there. Again, if you don't mind getting rid of the butterflies, you could glue it down onto a page and make it a tuck. But I think it's fun to be able to just stick it in somewhere. I like it. All right, let's find one that we need to cover a little bit more. And I'm thinking maybe, since I did 2 butterflies, I'll find a wildflower one. I got these books, I believe, it's been a couple years, off of eBay. But if you get lucky enough to find them, you know, in the wild, they're great little books. They're fun shaped pages too, and they do work inside of journals where you can put them in a journal. And oh, that's pretty. Put it in a journal. I might have to cut this out. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, I had to get the whole signature out. It was quite a few pages in there, but we have now gotten it out. And Yeah, I like that one. So let's see what we can do with this one. Get the rest of this stuff out of the way. And I just like those pink flowers. That pink dog rose would be fun. And I don't think I would totally mind getting rid of that. All right, so we are going to fold it so it is right down there. Now this might work also for other book pages that have florals on them. Birds, animals, butterflies, where there's got a lot of writing on it, but you just want to use part of it. And instead of just, you know, like maybe fussing cutting that out, you just fold it so that you can cover some of it up. This would be pretty there. I think I did part of, it's got a little wax on there, but I think it'll be okay. Once it gets glued down, it doesn't look that waxy. I think it just kind of got a little bit of dripped on or something, or was used as a... All right, we're going to put it here, because then I could put something that wraps around the other side. Right. Pull it down a little so the word dog rose shows. Yeah. And see, that picture's not so great. I think we're going to cover it. I have that. That could possibly work. Let's see if I find something a little bit more pinker. And I actually think I like this to go back here. So I think we're going to get rid of that. I got sidetracked a moment. But let's get rid of the excess stuff on this. Now you could cut these to make the tears good. I don't mind. It's a little bit rough. Helps it in case I don't cut straight, or get rid of that stuff. Oops, wrong side. Yeah, I think I'll put that there and maybe make a strip of something that goes in between there. Okay, so we're going to attach that there, but we're going to go back to, I dropped this down, but we're going to trim it off and find something pinkish that goes up here. All right, I have a couple things here. All right, I think I like that one a little bit better. I'm going to tear it so it's a little less abrupt for that. And then we'll end up cutting it down right about there. And I'm going to make the inside rough a little too. Yeah, I like that. Then we'll put something down there. So it's kind of like a, I'll cut it off. It's kind of like a master board where we're just putting things together, but we're just covering up stuff we don't necessarily want to see. Some words or pictures that we don't like. All right, I'm gonna cut that down a little, and I am gonna wrap it around because I think that would be a nice little frame for that pink. Okay. Make sure there's a lot of glue on there since it's a tiny piece, and we'll flip it over. Okay. Now something a little bit down here. I almost feel like putting this on there. I know it might be strange, but all right, I think we're going to do that. We're going to leave a little green that gets wrapped around. That's still a fun little tidbit to do on something, but that I think it just looks like colors. Not necessarily that it's a garden sideways, even though we all know it's a garden sideways. pink and green. Wish it would have gone over just a tad more. And then we could probably put some sort of focal point up there in the end if we wanted to. Some sort of flower or something that just kind of covers the three, or you know, maybe even like some sort of ticket or something. I've got these pink tickets. Maybe do one of those. Let's try one of those, see how that looks. I still haven't gone and cut these down. I've been just using them on the fly. I'm thinking, oh yeah, that would be cute, even if it covers up, keeps dog rows, because that doesn't need to be. Yeah, I like it. It's a bit of a focally point without being totally domineering. All right, we're going to keep the word Rosa and cover it up. All right, so we can go either way. If you wanted to keep that on the inside, keep that on the outside, cover it, and then cover that side. Or keep that as the outside, keep that as the inside, and cover this up. And we were going to use this, weren't we? And I think I'm just going to straight out glue it down. I think I might look for some pink washi tape to maybe outline this like a frame, just because it is a little bit darker. Even if we just put some at the bottom like a little border. There's a bit of pink flower in there. That's where I thought it was still okay, even though it was a little bit darker to go. That would be a nice cover. And then a hidden, I think I would put it this way. All right, I'm gonna try to straighten that out a little bit. Just, there we go. That's a little better. Also a little crooked, but maybe my sign is a little crooked. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna fake the eye. And make it look like it's straight. Okay. Well, there's some fun pink washi tape with some floral on there. And it has a bit of gray. Kind of reminds me of that piece right there. All right. I want to wrap. Not really. I'm going to wrap a little bit. But I'm going to put some glue on it just because it's a tiny wrap. Kind of really looks like the top. Do I want to put some on the top? Fold it over. I think I can. All right. This way it'll straighten out how that ended up being crooked somehow. And maybe make it not look as crooked. Oops, you are still not straight. The top of that page is straight, and I'm trying to kind of see through it. You can see through the washi tape. And there we go. Boy, I really cut that longer than I needed to. All right, let's throw a little bit of glue on this. and fold it. Yeah, I don't mind that. It's cute. Yeah, so we can put it that way. You can add some sort of tall little word there, or some word across the bottom there, just to single that out. And you got on the inside, you got a little focal point there. See the pretty flowers? See the pretty flowers? Probably glue that back or add something to it. But yeah, there we go. I like it. We'll put a little cap on that. And I think we're going to call this done. I have this fun one though. Do I add that to it? There we go, tie the front to the back. Got here, here, and there. A little triple leg. I like it. Okay. So, take some book pages that maybe are not the best in one set, some book pages from another set, and combine the two. We have this one, some yellows and greens with some monarch butterflies, a little tuck in there. Again, we could keep that out since those butterflies are so pretty. And then we have this one, and by the way, that was from the last video from the alcohol inks and the security envelopes. I thought those colors were great in there. Those greens and pinks, the brighter pinks, a little bit of yellow in there. I'm like, that worked beautifully. Put a little strip on there. It's almost like a washi tape. Extra paper from that book, and then we've got a little bit of writing space in this one, again with the washi tape surrounding it just to anchor it down. This one I didn't cover the back, but this would be great to attach and use it as a place to tuck something in. Write it in there. Pretty butterflies sticking out. I love it. And then the last one we did, focal point there with the one page. Got some fun on the inside, some pretty flowers. And pretty flowers on the back. Again, we could put this into a pocket somewhere and just use it as it is. Or we could cover this on the back and, you know, put a writing space on there if we wanted to. Or leave it as it is. Just some options. But we covered up a lot of those ugly words that were there. A few of the words are still in there. But yeah, I like it. Book pages with book pages. Why not? Okay, well that is going to be it for today's video. If you like the idea, please give it a thumbs up, and let me know if you're going to, you know, take my idea and run with it and do something different, because I always love to hear how you take my ideas and make it your own. Okay, well that's it for today. I appreciate each and every one of you that has stopped by as usual, and I hope you all have a wonderful and creative day. Bye for now.